Hi, everybody.
Hi,
I'm
how
Laura.
art thou? I'm Ravina. Welcome to the Echoes and Embers podcast, where we are hosting our soulful banter on the themes of life. We are in chapter 2, episode 10, and we are on the subject of awe in our element ether. Very exciting.
Oh,
Closing out
yeah.
another chapter before we head into chapter 3. But before we kind of dig in, let's set the tone, set the space.
All right. All right. We clear the noise. We keep the warmth.
We're here, you're here, and this space is ours.
What's true can stay.
The rest can go.
Let's
Let's
begin.
begin.
Let's begin.
Beginnings!
The beginning of the end of this chapter.
Yes, yeah, chapter 2. We
Talking
got
about
10
ether.
episodes in.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
pretty crazy. That's almost, I mean, because, 45-ish minutes per episode. We're like
Mhm.
almost at 10 hours of recording.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a lot of good consistency right there.
Yeah,
One of
that's
our
pretty
themes
good.
of a lot of these episodes is consistency.
Yeah, we've
But
been doing a lot for ourselves.
yeah. I like talking about ether because, it's the space in between everything and it literally pulls together every element that we talk about. And it's the unseen. It's the, it's the,
The liminal space,
thank you.
the gap.
The gap that my brain just did. There's an example for you. And this one's bringing up the topic of awe for us, and just it's gosh, why my brain doesn't want to function right now. Like I'm in an awe moment, I guess, but
uh,
awe is essentially in the eye of the beholder. So beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Awe is your perspective and the way you see something, and it doesn't have to be like a majestic moment. It can literally be just something as simple as gazing at somebody you love, or walking by your favorite house plant, or making it to work in a quicker way than normal, and you're like, I did it, I'm on time today. you know don't I am late to work often, and the days that I make it and clock in exactly at 8 a.m., I'm like, yes. Like
yeah,
I feel like I've gotten the baton for the day and I'm doing good. And other days I'm about 10-15 late, so don't tell my
yeah,
boss.
me too. Honestly,
I
it's
try
just
really
pretty
good. I
standard,
try hard. I try hard to be on top of things, and honestly, it's my morning routine. A lot of times I make like 5 drinks to take in.
Yo, me too. I'm like, I swear, I'm pouring hot water into 3 different mugs right off the
Yes.
bat. Boom.
Yes.
Okay, that's before I
Yeah.
make anything to go.
Dude, I make 2 drinks as soon as I wake up, and then I got 5 on the way out the door. And mind you, like, I wake up maybe 50 minutes before I need to be to work. So how am I drinking 2 beverages before I get my ass out the door? And then I got 5 ready to go for the day. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, like this week I laughed at myself because my husband always makes the joke that he doesn't get a cup holder in the car, and I was like, no, you don't. And we had a minivan one time. It had 8 cup holders in the front. It had 6 in the center and 1 in each door, and he still only got the 1 in his door. He was like, seriously, Laura, like I don't know what to do with you right now. Like
That's
I don't get any cup
awesome.
holders. And I'm like, no, dude,
No.
get your drink game up. I don't know what to tell you. It's a running joke between us.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
I feel like I need to have my beverages to make my day. I honestly need more to drink than I do eat during the day. Like I feel like I always have a juice or a smoothie. I've got a protein shake. I've got as
Yeah.
much water as my water bottle can hold.
Tea.
Tea, and then I actually brought coffee to work today, so that's the 5 I had. And my coffee did spill all over the back seat, so I only ended up with 4
No.
for the day,
Oh
which
my
is
gosh.
it's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't need it, I guess,
I
but
guess, yeah, that's how I look at it too. It's a sign I
yeah,
didn't need it. As
I
long as
was
you had your green tea, I guess it was fine.
yeah, I had the greens that were in my protein shake, and then I had the green tea. We're good to go, dude. I
Yeah.
made powerhouse green tea. That's where it's been at recently. So
Yeah, that L-theanine hits good. It keeps you balanced.
honestly, like that's an awe moment for me is having my tea in the morning and sipping on it. Like it's like a awe, like it's the awe moment that starts and sparks my day, and like throughout the day when I need like a pep, and it's more than just like I'm thirsty. It's like, I'm looking for that richness to put inside
Yeah.
myself, and it brings that awe of like, oh, we're gonna make it through this day. Like I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Or awe, I don't know.
It does. It puts you in like a moment where,
It's a
it's the
pause
whole
moment
kind
where
of
you can
like
find that
grounding,
awe.
like you're grounding, you're anchoring, and in that anchor moment, you can like revel in whatever it brings you. That like, oh, I'm grateful for being able
Yes.
to drink this, and I did this for myself, and I can enjoy it, and look at
Yeah.
me, I got my back.
Yeah.
And I
It's a
think
whole
we have
ripple.
like, yeah, and then you're like, okay, and then boom, you clocked it at 8 a.m. and you're like, yes, and it just kind of keeps going.
Uh-huh.
um I think that's where me and you are seeing it a lot more recently because of how focused we are on like our rituals with, taking care of ourselves and our wellness. And that's really we've been riding that kind of high since we started this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Like in terms of togetherness, I know you had a jump on it prior to like me really digging in for myself. But I would say for me too, those moments of, especially when I'm like, I said this to you earlier, getting out of that negative mind space and um focusing on like gratitude to anchor me, and then being able to be present enough to look around and say, when I'm on a walk with Clover, so to speak, I look up and I'm like, the tree is glowing. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to tap in and see it because I'm zooming out and I'm connecting with like that empty space where my thoughts aren't like overriding. And it's like a muscle. Like you're like, we talked about this before in the fifth episode, when we were talking about what was it, spirit,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of connecting more for those, the be just being in that space.
Mm-hmm.
You have to exercise like going into that zone.
Yeah.
And one thing that you could say too is like, okay, all hides in perspective shifts. Like when you're able to transition your mind from like zooming out of whatever you're thinking and then being like, well, I'm going to choose to look at it this way or turn this channel on,
Mm-hmm.
you're able to appreciate things in a different way if you like choose to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a forced moment either, but it is definitely a shift in your perspective and like essentially slowing down and being a little bit more present. You're able to kind of have more of those awe moments when you slow down and you're not even, you don't even have to necessarily be still to have more awe
Mm-mm.
moments, but just slowing yourself down and your pace and then pulling in that gratitude really. I mean, I feel like I have awe moments all throughout the day. Like before recording this episode, I've been trying to think of like a specific moment that really stood out in my life, and I'm like, I truthfully like feel like I just flow through the day, and like every other thing can awe me. Like I get moved
Yeah.
by interactions with people that are just paying money for a car note, or I'm sipping my tea at my desk, or I'm driving down the road, and I actually, this was a cool awe moment a couple weeks ago. I saw a woman um picking up a turtle out of the street and putting it in onto the other side of
Oh,
the sidewalk. And I was like, oh my gosh, there you go. Like I feel like I get blessed to be able to experience all moments all the time. And I don't I want to say it's because I'm present and I'm trying to be aware of myself, my surroundings, and people that I'm interacting
yeah.
with. And I think presence is truly a good key to have when to have more of those awe moments throughout the day. And then definitely the gratitude to anchor it, like you're saying.
Yeah.
I think it just
Yeah.
opens up a whole door.
Exactly. It just puts you, it just takes you to it takes you to something specific, and it opens you up, just like you're saying, it walks you through the door.
Yeah.
Um,
Like micro moments of awe regulate they regulate you also. Like they regulate your
regulate stress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they regulate your stress. They improve the heart health, the increased feelings of connection.
Because you're interrupting that pattern of like
Yeah,
shitstorm in your brain
yeah.
when you're at work, like when I'm at work and it's just a shit show or somebody's an asshole or whatever's going on. And if I'm able to actually like take myself out of it and take a breath, like, oh, what am I grateful for? And I have to force it. At least it like interrupts it.
Yeah.
But then in other moments where it's a little easier and you're on a walk or you're getting ready for the day and you're around stuff that you love and appreciate at your house, you can
Hmm.
tap into it easier. It's just hard when you're out in the world doing your shit. When you were saying earlier about how you're trying to think about like a moment, right? And how
Hmm.
you and I both experience this day to day because it kind of just keeps us grounded and present. It's almost like a practice that I feel like we've been in for a while.
Hmm.
But something that came to mind was when we went on the camping trip, and well, we were on our way to Vegas and we ended up camping for a few days, and the majesty of the mountains
Oh
and the
yeah.
cows and just being out there, like just out there,
Yeah. Well, camping
was
out in that desert, like we were in the emptiness, nothingness of the desert, and we happened to find like this little giant, little giant hill, big enough that you had to hike up it, but at the top it was flat, and you got up there, and it was just a 360 of just like mountains and like
yeah,
space, and it was really breathtaking. Like that was a really good like awe moment, honestly. I think we spent
sustained awe moment. We
yeah,
were out there for a couple nights.
yeah, I think 2 nights, 3 days. And do you remember the herd of cows?
Mm-hmm.
So there was, how many would you say? About 12, and then
Yeah,
at the top of the herd there was the mama cow, and for 2 days almost straight it felt like that cow just, while her cows behind her were grazing and eating, she was watching us and like direct eye contact like
yeah.
for a full 2 days. Because I mean, when the sun set, like obviously we didn't see the cows anymore because it was
Well,
dark.
they were moving. They would show up in like the twilight zone,
Yeah,
right? When the sun was setting, and we were saying, "Oh, we probably are in their spot. This is probably where they sleep."
yeah, because it was really
And
flat and it felt like it was like people had been there or
yeah,
something had a presence there.
yeah. And so she did. She stared us down, not menacingly or anything, but just
No, just
recognizing, and then
like
they moved on
direct eye
somewhere else.
contact. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was so special. It was so
Yeah.
special and beautiful. And like when we were out there, we were just connected to the space around us, and we really felt like we were being like lifted into space. It was
Yeah.
the coolest, one of the coolest experiences being out there.
Honestly, probably my most favorite camping trip, honestly, I've ever had in
Yeah,
my life. Because,
yeah,
at night, the sky was infinite and we saw like depth into the Milky Way. And
yeah,
at the same time, like it felt like we were like the earth around us, like we felt the like world spinning around us and then the sky like just going with like, I don't know. It was just such a beautiful like synergy that was in
yeah.
that those 2 nights, like being under the sky that open and the cow. And then remember when we were leaving, Ruby likes to collect driftwood, or at least at that time she
Yeah,
liked to collect wood. We found this really interesting piece of wood that looked like the cow skull. Do you remember that?
it
Like,
did. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And I carried that for so long, and it, through all my different moves, it broke apart, and I kept pieces of it. But it was a piece of driftwood that, like, it looked like it was the front face of like a cow skull and like horns with like, you know, it was an abstract piece, but it was beautiful, and
yeah. If you were to
yeah, it
look
was
at
really
it, you
cool.
would think like you could see the resemblance of it, because like the structure of it, it had, I think it just had one side where it looked like it had a horn or something almost, and then the other side was very like kind of didn't have a horn. It was super cool, and it was just like a
Yeah,
really, honestly, it was a really special time. Like I've never really given cows, the animal, much of a thought other than like, sustainability food wise, but I feel like in that lesson, like you saw the love that they have for each other and like the protection that that head cow had for that group, because there was different ages of cows too. There were some
yeah,
younger ones. You could definitely see that there were some elder cows, and I felt like that head cow was also like a very strong female presence. Like and I just, the protection and like the love of the herd and the traveling together and having, I mean, it was almost like how, you know, the wolf pack has a head wolf that's watching the pack. Like that cow was the protector of that pack. And it was just really cool to witness. And there were wild cows. Like we were, I
Yeah.
mean, 2 or 3 hours out of Phoenix, nowhere. We were literally in the middle of nowhere, no phone service, no nothing. Like,
Yeah.
obviously we were able to see the skies. The sky felt like it was right here. Like that's how much of it we were able to see.
Yeah.
But it was a cool teacher. It's a
It
cool
was.
teacher.
It was a
It was
cool
also
moment.
cold as hell. Although I think that was
It
New
was.
Year's. That was New Year's Eve, 2027.
It was.
Yeah,
So we were in the middle of December in the desert with really like nothing, and
nothing.
we had a space blanket that was ripping.
Because Ruby wouldn't stop laughing. We were wrapped up in it because we were too far from the car. We just like brought a little bit of stuff, like no blankets,
Yeah.
didn't bring the bed that was packed in the back of the truck. And I happened to have like this secret space blanket tucked in my backpack. And Ruby and I are like huddled up trying to make it work for the night. Like, we'll get more stuff tomorrow. This bitch couldn't stop laughing and ripped the blanket in half. And I was like, yeah, we about froze that night.
It was so funny.
Sorry to call you the B word, but it was
It's fine. No, it's hilarious. It's true. I was just fucking it up, but it was a good time. We had a
We
good
couldn't
time.
stop laughing. It was a good time.
I would say that's
magical. Like it's seriously a magical place. Like I really look forward to the day where I can take my family and we can all go have a deep camping experience sometime out there. Like the desert is beautiful and it's its own teacher, and it's literally, the desert is like an awe moment. Like it's an awe in its own sense. Like the desert is an awe.
It really is. You go out there and you're just out with, if you're by yourself or with anybody else, like it captures a stillness for you. If you are just quiet while you're out there, you can, it's like,
yeah,
like you can, it's like palpable.
That kind of connects another thing I was thinking about. So awe is a sound, you know, you can feel it in your chest, you can feel it in your throat and relieving through your mouth. Yeah. And then you think about and so is essentially the sound of the universe, is the universal sound, and it's a sound that brings you into yourself and brings you peace when you make that sound. And I was earlier trying to think about where the connection between and awe could be, and you saying that the desert has its like own pulse, like it's, you know, it's connected there. You know, the awing and the like essentially it's almost the same but a different,
it's like internal external. It's
yeah. Thank you for piecing that together, because I was like, I was trying to build the blocks there, and you're right. And I feel like the desert just has like a synergy of both of those sounds going in and out of each other. Because when you hear nothing and you see infinitely like that, like you hear the actual natural hum of the earth. And I feel like we got to really experience that, because, you know, there was no trees, so you don't hear any critters crawling at night. I don't even think we heard coyotes that night or that weekend.
We didn't.
Like,
we didn't.
Was nothing.
It was, and
the
when we were making that eye contact with the cow too, it's like you would hear their footsteps and you would hear their chew, like as they were chewing on stuff, and like just their, I don't know, their bellows. They weren't even really speaking much. Like they didn't really say anything. They were just
I would say they were a good couple yards away from us. They weren't very close to us, but it was that quiet.
It's like right down the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, still far enough away though. And that's how quiet it was out there. Like,
yeah, there's nothing. Cool. There's literally nothing. It was cool. Yeah.
If you ever have the opportunity to go camp in the deep desert, I highly 10 out of 10 recommend it.
Do it. Challenge yourself. Do it.
Challenge yourself.
Take a friend or don't, whatever. Just,
and don't be
you
scared.
don't even need to go far, especially like in the, like, I mean, we were in Phoenix, right? We only drove a couple hours out of the city, any direction, and
I think we were more north of Flagstaff even, because we were about 3 hours.
We were heading west. We were heading out towards.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like north.
We were heading towards Vegas.
Yeah. So we didn't have to go that climb with. Thinking about Vegas is funny.
And I was just thinking, like, another awe moment of that weekend is I feel like Spirit saved us from going to Sin City.
Yes.
Almost. You know what I mean? I feel like we would have had a different, because we had a on the whim plan. My friend was landing in Las Vegas. She needed a ride to Phoenix, and we were like, "Hey, we love to hop in the car and do shit."
Yeah,
So
why not?
we on a whim
Vegas is like
went.
a 5-hour drive.
Yeah, and they had hot springs, and our goal was to go to a couple hot springs in the area and just like camp around until she needed a ride home. And it was New Year's Eve too, so we were looking to kind of like celebrate the shifting of the year. And I feel like we seriously got saved by Ozzy having trouble.
Yeah.
Ozzy was
My
sitting in
truck
her
just
white
shit
truck.
out. Yeah, it like, and it was random. It was never diagnosed what that like truck did ever. Like even after I got the like heads redone or whatever it was, I don't even
Head
remember.
gasket.
Head gaskets, yeah. Like I got them redone. It still did it a couple times when I was in Alaska, and nobody could figure out what was wrong with it. So it was almost like it just had a mind of its own, like keeping us from going certain places because it did it multiple times when we had these on the whim plans.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, what was it? I think we had stopped to take a break and then it wouldn't start up because it was always like not starting. That's what the problem was. So
Well,
we
no,
had pulled up.
we were driving and it had started stopping on the highway that time.
Oh yeah,
This wasn't
yeah.
you're thinking of the Sedona one, which was an experience we had a couple weeks after this one, or literally the next weekend, something like that. But
Yeah,
because January we were trying to take trips like almost every weekend, and then it was that
yeah,
third trip that was like nope, and
yeah.
Ozzy stopped in Sedona. But this one we were at mile marker 111 too. I don't know if you
Oh
remember
my
that.
god, I didn't remember that.
Yeah, and then do you remember all the crystals? We put like quartz
We
and
did.
citrine all over this car. We like prayed over the
We made
Ozzy.
a crystal grid
Because
to make it start again.
yeah, and we left it alone for 3 whole days. Didn't try to
Yeah,
start it. Didn't mess with it. Only got some of the stuff out of there. And like we literally because we didn't have phone service, we happened to start breaking down on a little like pull off road. Oddly enough, on the highway,
yeah,
kind of almost like we were guided to that spot. Like
yeah.
one is a very significant number in numerology of like just beginning, and I feel
Mm-hmm.
like it was
Thresholds. Yeah,
yeah. And I remember throwing quartz in the tire, under the tire, on top of the hood, on top of the car, in the back of the trunk. Like we were like, this
yeah.
shit's gonna work, and we left
It's
it
gonna
alone for
work.
3 days.
We'll just
So
leave them
many,
alone.
yeah,
We
so
left a
many odd
note in
moments.
the we left a note in the dash in case like anybody like
Yeah,
came and saw it, and because we were off, we not like far away, but enough where we can really like see if something
we
was
couldn't see the
wrong
car
or
from where we
somebody's
were
coming,
at.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we left a note. We left our prayers, and we said when we come back to it, when we need to leave, it's gonna work, and it did. Oh,
dude,
I just think that's so.
that is well, that's the embodiment of our belief system that we had when we were together. Like we just believed
Yeah,
anything was literally possible, and I feel like
yeah,
anything and everything like magical happened for us, and
it did.
still does. But I
It
feel
really.
like when we were actually living together and like doing the things together, like I feel like everything was honestly an awe magical moment. Like just
Yeah,
even us riding our bike around town, getting the microgreens sold, the everything. Like
yeah,
there's been a lot of awe moments, enhanced awe moments, I think, since I've met you and had our time together in Arizona to like now.
yeah,
Like I feel like it's really opened my eyes to a whole new world of embracing everything. Because the time when we actually broke down, like we weren't cussing each other out, we weren't mad at each other. We were just like, all right, universe, what's next? Like what,
yeah.
guide us home. And then sure enough, that this happened a few weekends after the New Year's Eve weekend, but sure enough, got pushed. Somebody helped us push into the gas station off of the exit we broke down in, and he's like,
Yeah.
oh well, I'm going to Phoenix, I'll give you a ride there. And I'm like, okay, you know.
Yep.
And then he took us
Yes.
through this really neat like back road scenic drive through Sedona, and I can't remember the other towns that we went through.
Well,
But
Superstition Mountains is what
oh,
it
okay,
was.
thank you.
Yeah, so we were riding through the Superstition Mountains, and it was really beautiful. It was kind of wild of a drive, but made it home and we were good. And
And he has
I
some really neat driftwood in his back trunk or in
he
his
did. It was
family.
like a sign.
Yeah, it was cool. And he
It was,
gave you
and
a
he
piece,
had a
I think.
dog, and our dogs. Like I had both Clover and Doe with me at the time,
Yeah.
and all three of them were just vibing. Like there was not that they would ever pick fights with anybody, but the dog was okay with all of us, all
Yeah.
four of us.
Okay, strangers. All right, I
Strangers.
accept.
Yeah,
I don't know.
they're fun.
I think animals can seriously read the vibe and understand that we're not here to. I mean,
Yeah,
we've never thrown out an ill will intention at people or tried to do somebody wrong. So I think animals can take that, and especially dogs. Like I feel like, you know, they say if you don't like a dog, that there's probably something wrong with you. Like
yes. You got problems with dogs, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think dogs can sniff it out.
They can. They really can. They can sense a threat. They can sense really anything. Even when you're playing around, like yeah, when you're playing around, or if there's even the slightest hint of aggression, like Clover will come over and just look at me and be like, "Did you mean that? Did you mean to be mean? Am I going to push you away now?" Like he does that. He'll get in the middle.
That's so funny. He's definitely an in-tune guy.
Yeah. Sweet boy.
I heard him eating out of his food bowl a few minutes ago.
I know, he's like clanking on his bowl. I want more food. I want more food. I made him a fresh batch yesterday, so he's been.
He can probably still smell it in the air.
Yeah.
All right. So, Rubina, do you find awe more in quiet moments or in motion?
I would say motion. Like they can be quiet moments while I'm in motion, or I can be in motion and kind of like observing, which I guess technically would be a quiet moment for like myself, but I have them at work sometimes. And you know, like it's usually when I'm, you know, passing by something or catching something that's happening. Yes, I have them in like quiet moments, but I find that when I'm like, if I'm just at home and I'm like sitting or trying to force it, like it doesn't happen. I'm like overthinking. So the like I said earlier about how like I'll walk with Clover and I'll kind of gaze up and look at the trees, and the trees will like glow, and the outline of the clouds will like glow, and then a butterfly will go by, and I'm like, and then a blue jay is like swooping down, and then you know you can see all these things, but I'm walking at the same time. So
yeah,
that's kind of like when I'll catch it. Or I find that I will, if I'm actively doing something, even if it's like washing the dishes or, you know, taking out the trash or something, like I feel like I connect with my thoughts a lot better, like when I'm actually like in motion. So
I feel that.
What about
I feel
you?
like it helps like stimulate it, or like it creates that like flow synergy. I think too we're both really powerful thinkers, and we need that, like, honestly, that motion to create that synergy for ourselves. I would say motion too. But also I have a desk job, so I do have a lot of still moments. Then again, now that I think about it, I drag a lot when I'm still. I feel like I kind of drag, like I do a lot of paperwork, and like I do a lot of repetitive paperwork. So like that's why I've been really enjoying having those tea moments, because it breaks up that like that staleness that I acquire at that time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I would say motion. Although unless I've like done a hike and then I get to like a stopping point, and like you're saying, when all the things start coming together, like I talked about this experience in a couple episodes ago, but like I was sitting on the side of the mountain and I had the wind blowing. It was the beginning of spring, and so you could start to see all the green coming back in the leaves. And like I finally was starting to hear some chirping coming and the birds flying, and so it was a really like breathtaking moment, and it was kind of like feeling like spring was coming in.
Yeah. That's fresh.
That's yeah, like those types of moments are still, but I'm also like looking around and taking it in. So I don't know. Sometimes I honestly have a hard time with being still and like sitting still and meditating, and I think that's just because I'm a very go person. I get off work and I come home and I immediately go to the kitchen. What needs to get done in order to do dinner? What do I need to do after dinner to prep myself for the next day? And then I work out typically. So it's like I stop and sit still at about 10:30 at night, and even then I still am doing things like on my phone, or you know, I'm always in motion. So I think I'm just like kind of a high functioning kind of high energy person that like that's just how I like. I don't know. That's how I go. That's how I roll. I don't even need coffee to do that shit sometimes. Like,
Yeah, no, you've always had a very naturally high, like verve energy to just
yeah,
like there would be times. So when we were, living together, there would be moments where I would wake up and you're like, yeah, I already did this, this, and this, and this. I'm like, oh, all right. Like you went out for a walk and then you like made a smoothie or though those are all, that's verve.
that's funny because I thought I slept in a lot.
I mean, you probably did, but I just remember from moments where you would always get up before me,
Hmm. Well, you
like,
worked at 6:30 in the morning. I remember sometimes trying to be that person that would hop up and ride to work with you on the bikes, and then I'm like, eh. That
yeah.
bike ride to work, I wasn't used to it like you were, and like you had some uphills to go. Although I rode my bike all the time, I think I was just too sleepy or something. I don't know. But yeah, you know what?
I can't believe I did that shit.
Yeah,
That
dude, that
still
was a
blows my
hustle.
mind.
What was that?
That's
Like three
quite,
or 4 miles each
no, it was
way?
6 miles. It was
Each
6 miles
way,
one,
every
yeah,
day.
each way, every day in
Yeah.
the Arizona heat. Like on a bike that like needed tightening
Yeah, that's funny.
every time. Did you hear the thunder just now?
That was thunder. I thought it was.
That was thunder.
I was like, what the heck is that? Actually,
Yeah. It's been a lot of thunder and lightning lately. It's pretty.
that's cool. I love lightning. It rained pretty hard last week, just for a good like hour, and it happened to be my lunch break, and I was like walking from the grocery store, getting back into my car, and as soon as I got in the car and closed the door, like I was in between other cars parked, and lightning had struck somewhere very close to where it like rippled off the reflection in the car windows, and then like the thunder came crashing down. It felt like on the top of my head, and it was just so
Whoa.
wild to experience that lightning bounce and then that crashing sound, and I was just like, ah. I'm
Yikes,
glad I'm in
that's
the car right
terrifying.
now.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah, I had one experience. I was actually standing on the front porch with the kids, and Zach was out of town, and we were just standing out there. It started storming, and lightning literally cracked the center of the street, the house over in front of that house. So my neighbor's house in front of that house, and we all just like fell backwards into the door, and I was like, "Holy shit, get in the house!" Like,
Oh my
and
gosh.
I felt that in my chest for like 20, 30 minutes after that. It was that intense. Like lightning is
Is
powerful.
not, yeah.
Like
And people get struck by lightning and survive,
I
which is nuts
know.
to
And they
me.
don't have superpowers? Like
I
what?
know. What
Or
the
do they?
heck?
I don't know. Like
Who knows? But it's insane. Like it's
yeah.
insane.
Bro,
There
like
was a employee that had gotten their house struck by lightning recently, and
wow.
like it shot all of their electricity on one side of the house. But I'm like, how the did like what? That's terrifying. Like the clap,
Yeah.
and it's just a reminder. Like it's perfect. It's perfect. We're talking about this like in this episode because that's like almighty powerful. Like there's nothing, there's a force that you can't do anything about, and it's just going to go wherever it wants to go. And
Yeah.
you realize like how at mercy of nature you are.
Yeah.
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 Lightning is
Aww.
crazy.
I know I can hear it rippling through my headphones.
Yeah. Like
I
it's
love it.
probably, is it pouring outside yet?
I
You
love
know
a
what's
good storm.
wild? It's like there's this tree that's behind my window that always like creaks and squeaks, and there's no wind right now, which is also kind of weird to me. I don't know.
Hmm. It sounds like the Earth's belly is rumbling.
It does. I like that this is happening right now. It's
yeah.
perfect.
It's a good cleansing to the end of this chapter for real.
Yeah, it really is. I think it's perfect.
Yeah, I know we're still on chapter 2 and ending it out, but I'm looking forward to chapter 3 and the consistency that we're building with each other. You had touched base about us starting a whole new type of routine, and I feel like just committing to this podcast has also just helped our personal consistency outside of this and the things that we're doing for ourselves and the steps and the measurements to make sure that we are thriving in our day to day. And I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here with you, Ruby, and I think this is some good stuff, whether anybody's listening or not.
Yeah, yeah. And like eventually maybe they'll check out the early episodes and we can reflect back on like our beginnings. And I think that this has done a lot for our friendship and our relationship of just communicating with one another, and keeps us like not in check, but it just, we're able to routinely like talk about things that are going on.
Well, I think it's cool with how far we live. Yet we still, like, even before starting this podcast, we've always seemed to like be going through the same thing or the same type of like overcoming or shaking of, and it's just always seemed to match. And like doing this consistently with you, I've just like, honestly, it's been a very awe thing to know that we don't have to be near to feel the like connection that we've had or shared, and like how it just, I don't know, I think when you spend so much time with someone, and then whether you're far or close, like you will always have that like synergy, again, a word that I love using that word, synergy. There's a synergy, and I feel like it's a cool, like, it's a long distance synergy, and I think about everything that's in between that's being affected by the flow and the love we share for ourselves and life, and that just goes through our ripple, and then anything that's in between that, and what are we doing for that in between that, and who are we helping just naturally by the way we're helping ourselves and having this friendship, like love essentially heals all, but it's good interactions, it's good company, it's taking care of ourselves, and then having the clean positive intentions, I think, also add into the rippling of change for everyone around us, whether we are aware of it or not, or know them or not. But, if anything, we're helping the world out.
We are. Our love for each other is impacting everybody around us, and
Earth.
And the Earth.
I mean, one of our favorite things to talk about, the elements and Earth.
Yeah. This is good. I'm excited for chapter 3. I'm excited for the little switch ups and changes we'll do, and ideas that we'll kind of tap into. And shit, that's third chapter. It's a lot.
Yeah.
15 episodes we'll have.
Well, I'm looking forward to vamping it up more and getting a little deeper. I think chapter 3 is definitely going to get a lot deeper. Maybe a little darker. I think I'm feeling a little bit deeper, darker insights coming out for round 3. I'm feeling like we've gotten a lot of surface that we've touched on with these first 10 episodes, and a lot of like light things. But I think it's time to start digging deeper.
Yeah. I think that I feel like our topics for the first 10 episodes have been allowed us to kind of get used to this like platform of talking on camera and feeling comfortable and understanding our own flow with each other, and now we can really dig in a little bit more.
I think we've planted a lot of seeds too for viewers and listeners, and I think it's time to start watering those seeds and cracking into what's in there.
Yeah, seeing the little buds that sprout.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
so I did.
Yeah, let's follow it. You got something? You got a meditation?
Yeah, I just have like kind of I got a little meditation. It's mildly lengthy, but I do have to put my glasses on in order to read this. Dude, after staring at a computer all day and then coming home to a computer, I have to wear these. I just have to find where I placed it.
I think they're cool.
Thanks, man. I get a lot of compliments. And I love how big they are because I can see. Yeah. Well, it'll go great with this meditation.
Yeah, no, they frame your face really well. I think they look good.
Yay. All right. So this meditation is held by the Infinite, and I invite everybody to close your eyes if it feels safe. Let your shoulders drop. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose, and a long, slow exhale through your mouth. Feel the space around you, the ether, the quiet beneath the sounds, the stillness between the breaths, the unseen field that holds you in this moment. Breathe into the space. Inhale, filling your lungs with life. Exhale, letting go of what you no longer need. With each breath, feel yourself softening and settling into this quiet vastness. Now bring to mind a moment of awe. Maybe a sunrise, a laughter with somebody you love, a song that gave you chills, or the way the light dances through the trees. See this in your mind's eye. Feel it in your body and notice the wonder. The wow. Let it expand within you. As you rest in this feeling, imagine planting a seed of awe within your heart. A tiny spark of wonder, ready to bloom wherever you pause to notice life's magic. Know that this seed will ripple outward, touching your days, your relationships, your world. Take one more nice deep breath in, and one slow exhale out. Grounded and infinite at once, held by the earth and open to the ether. And when you're ready, just return gently to the room. Wow, I like that lightning busting in there. That was some good shit.
Oh god. What timing? You're like, and wonder. Oh, so good.
I feel like the thunder gods are blessing this podcast as we speak.
Yes. They're like, oh, you're talking about awe? Let me give you something.
Yeah.
Wow. Honestly, like I feel like I've listened to a meditation with you know, rain and thunder before, but this is next level. This is authentic
And unplanned.
and unplanned. This is cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us all
Mhm.
on this amazing podcast of ours, episode 5, wrapping up season 2. That was an awesome meditation. I feel so excited that was a thing. So well timed with, each moment. I'm excited to read that or listen to that back. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And we're very excited for chapter 3. So please join us for the next chapter.
All right.
As we dig a little deeper.
Hey, I'll be there.
I'll be there. It'll be us. It'll be us together.
We'll catch you on
all right, we'll see you soon.
Catch you on the ether side. Bye.